alaikum. How are you, Miss Naya?
I'm fine. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving us your time and appearing to my show Informal Conversation with Naya Mufti Zuhaib. So I would like to welcome you to my show.
Thank you so much, Jazakallah, Naya.
So Miss Uma, shall we start?
Sure. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So Miss Huma, first of all, tell us about yourself. What do you do and what things makes you different from others?
I like. Oh, so basically, first of all, I am a housewife. Alhamdulillah, I have 2 kids, and um, about my life, it's going really great. I have a lot of blessings of Allah, and I'm also doing lectureship in University of Central Punjab these days. I'm working as a team lead over there, and I'm working as a lecturer over there. And Alhamdulillah, it's a good journey. Because,
Just one second, miss.
since when I was born, I just feel like that I am born to be a teacher, and today I am, and I really feel good when I convey my knowledge to my students, to other people. So it's good, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so you always wanted to be a teacher.
Yes, I always wanted to be. You know, when I was a kid, and I used to pretend that I am a teacher, and I used to, teach my younger brother. Mashallah, he's a doctor now.
Nice.
So it was my passion. I pursued it. I never gave up, and Alhamdulillah, today I am here, and I really value it. I do value it.
So I believe your students are really lucky. I mean, because if teaching is your passion, it means you do it with your heart, you know?
Yes, I do it with my heart,
Yes.
and I thoroughly enjoy it. Because
Yes. Great.
satisfaction at your workplace is really important. If you are not satisfied at your workplace, your productivity it dies somewhere.
True,
And
true.
negativity it kills your productivity.
True.
So it's really very important to be at your workplace with a positive energy. And Alhamdulillah, in UCP, the environment is really good. Our director of ELC, Natra Omar, she is a very cooperative person, and she's always there to facilitate us. So
Nice.
that can be another reason of my satisfaction as well.
Okay, Miss Huma, basically nowadays students say, parents say that teaching has become a business, you know, this institute, the universities, they are running a business. So, you know, we really need a teacher like you who actually teaches with all her devotion and all her hard work. So, we need such teachers. What do you have to say about it?
I just want to say that yes, you are very right. That teaching has become a business because people these days, all they do is they do it for money. They just come to the place, they earn money, they do their tasks which are assigned to them, and then they leave. They never think about some productivity. They never think about something new, something good about their students. Especially when we're talking about online classes. Like initially, we had to face a lot, to motivate our students, to engage our students, because they were not ready, and they had accepted the fact that we cannot attend online classes in Pakistani scenario. So that was the main challenge for me. So being a teacher, I was there to motivate them, because it's not like that all the times you need to scold your kids कि आप उनको डांटते रहें, आप उनको बताते रहें. All you need to do is थोड़ी सी psychological grooming भी students की करनी पड़ती है. You have to tell them that you are there for them. You have to facilitate them. Sometimes obviously you have to be like strict as well. But all you need to do is to deal with your students in a very positive way. And students वही बन जाते हैं जिस तरह से आप उनके साथ deal करते हैं, right? When teachers say that students, they are not cooperating, they are not coping up with us, at that point, my stance is that there must be something in your strategy which is missing, and you need to incorporate that factor in your teaching.
Very nice. I mean, the point that you mentioned that we should, we must do psychological grooming of a child,
Yeah.
of a student. That is, I believe, something very important. And plus, okay, first of all, let's say that you have a kid who is not adapting to new online system. Then how would you psychologically groom that kid? I mean, would you like to share any strategy with us?
Yeah, sure. See, when we were attending our online classes, we were conducting our sessions. Like as I mentioned earlier, that I am working as a team lead in UCB as well, being a lecturer and then being a team lead. So there were a lot of challenges, not only with the students, but with the instructors as well. So all you need to do is you need to give a positive initiative to your students, because हर दफा negativity से, हर दफा like डांट डपट से बात नहीं बनती.
True.
उनको initiate दें, उनको motivate करें. सबसे पहली चीज तो ये होती है कि their parents, they are suffering for them. अपने आप को पीछे रख के, अपनी जरूरियात को पीछे रख के वो अपने बच्चों को यूनिवर्सिटीज में भेज रहे हैं, उनकी फीस पे कर रहे हैं.
Very well said. Yes.
Yes, and if I'm talking about myself, I completed my education after my marriage. I got married when I was doing my bachelor's, and you can say that it was a regret in my life that I could not complete my education, because right after bachelor's I got married. I wanted to do my master's, but I had to give up just because this was a social responsibility and we have to perform it. You know, that's the social what you may say. But alhamdulillah, I am happily married. My man, he is always there for me, and I call him my mother as well because he is the one behind my success, believe you me.
Nice.
After my marriage, I did my master's in history first, and that was a private kind of study. I did my B.Ed from university, and that was
Nice.
also
All
on
after
private.
marriage. Wow.
Yes, after my
Wow,
marriage.
great.
And then after doing my master's in history and B.Ed privately, I stepped out of my home and I did my master's in English from Namal University. And that
Nice.
was on regular basis, not privately. Because you see, when something, people are quite satisfied. They say, okay, she's at home, she's doing something, okay, let her just do that. Because at that time, I am the one who is doing each and everything. But the moment you step out after your marriage, not to earn money, but to do something for your own self, people are there to criticize you and they would never appreciate you. And that was the most crucial time for me, because they were always there to talk behind my back. And it is, believe you me, I faced it a lot. I just realized that it was a social taboo to continue education after your marriage. I did my, alhamdulillah, master's in English, and then I did my MPhil from Fast University, which was excellent, alhamdulillah, a great journey. So after doing this all, after achieving this whole process, I am here today. And I truly value it. Why? Because I know what I have been through, whatever I have done. When I started up this all, nobody was there for me. No one, not even a single person was there me to encourage. Just my mother, like my mentor, my psychological teacher. I mean, she's my soulmate. I discussed this idea with her first. And I still remember that day that she told me that if you want to do it, I am with you. Just go ahead. And you know, those few words, those lines, they like spell the magic on me. And I made myself confident enough that yes, I can do it. And after that, there was a phase when you have to tell people as well that yes, because you see, alhamdulillah, as I told earlier, I have 2 kids. Being a mother, being a wife, being a person who is taking care of whole family as well, right? It's really difficult to step out, move out, and do something. And in that situation, what I would say is the most important thing is to manage the things. And this can be a message for all married ladies who want to do something in their life. I would give them an advice: just manage the things and go on. See, we all have potentials, right? You are born, I am born, we do have potential in us. Allah Pak ne हर एक को different level पे पैदा किया, उसके अंदर different potentials दी. All you need to do is you need to recognize कि आप किस चीज में बेहतर है. I knew that I was a teacher. Like I said, I am born to be a teacher. So I pursued it. And only I can know what hardships I faced during my life. Because my mother, she's a teacher as well. So I guess my sister, she is also a principal. My mother is a principal. So I guess it was somewhere in my genes to teach students to do something, because that discipline routine, since beginning, we followed the same routine. Because I since remember the days when it used to rain, and my friends used to say, oh, we don't want to attend the school. And my mommy, she was always there for us to say, no, you will go to school. And we were the one who used to go to school, and other students, they were at home like anything. And we used to go, okay, we have to go. So we are trained since our childhood, what I can say.
Okay, Miss Homa, so very, motivating and inspiring words, I must say. But the point is
Thank
that
you.
people believe that to be a teacher is, I think, the most like easiest job. I mean, it's, a lot of people say, even students say, okay, okay, she is a teacher, she does nothing, or he is a teacher, he does nothing. So it's a common perception that teaching is easy unless you get into this profession and then you face all the challenges that you just mentioned. So can you highlight this factor as well, why people believe that teaching is very easiest things to do?
See, my answer in this regard would be that you can rule your life, right? You can rule your life only if you know that how you can manage your task efficiently. Being a teacher is easy in that sense when you go, you teach, and you come back. And you are teaching in a way that students are unable to understand. See, I have a kid, I have kids as well. And being a mother, I know my concerns that my children, they should not be demotivated. They should be encouraged. There should be, and when you are teaching, the most important thing is the psychological grooming of a student, right? Uh, I remember my own teachers. I remember only those teachers who not only like taught me the syllabus, but who groomed me psychologically as well. Those two teachers, they have a great role in shaping my personality as well. I wasn't like this before. My teachers, my mother, she was there, my teachers were there, and they shaped my personality. And I came to know through them that what I really am and what are my needs, my demands, like what are my potentials and what can I achieve. So that's the role of a teacher, spiritual mother. If a teacher fails to do that, nowadays people say that there is a lot of strength in class and we are unable to cope up with that. See, if you strategize your teaching plans in a way that if there is a big crowd, like if there are 30 or 40 students, cope up with them. That's your job, to cope up with those 40 students. Now, when I see my students or when they're sending me messages, they still say, "Ma'am, aap bahut achhi hain." On my birthday, one of my students wished me, and it was a long message. She said to me that, "Ma'am, I was a very, very shy student. But in your class, I came to know that yes, I can speak. I can speak even at a public platform." Because we used to have speaking activities, we used to have conversation with us and make your students comfortable with you. Because what actually happens is backbenchers, they do not speak and a teacher even doesn't bother, like looking at backbenchers and talking to them. Like they don't do that. All you need to do is you need to look at them. You need to clear your vision first and then approach them. See, it's not about teaching only, it's about other fields as well. Let's say engineering, medical, doctors. If a doctor is really not involved in his or her job, what would happen? Negligence is in medical. Negligence in the field of medical, it leads to death, right? In the same way, negligence in teaching leads to the destruction of your student's career. सो बच्चे का जो कॉन्फिडेंस है उसको ग्रूम करना, उसको उसमें रोल प्ले करना, that's the role of a teacher. And you see, whatever you give to others, that comes back to you, right? अगर आप अपने स्टूडेंट्स के साथ डिवोटेडली पैशनेटली इन्वॉल्व हैं, डेफिनेटली द सेम थिंग वुड कम बैक टू यू एंड दैट्स माय बिलीफ. अगर आप उनको आसानी दे रहे हैं, अगर आप उनको फैसिलिटेट कर रहे हैं, सो दैट्स नेचुरल. गुड विल कम टू यू. Do bad will come to you.
Okay, Ms. Huma. So you just mentioned that one has to look into his or her real self. What do you mean by that? Can you please highlight this point? Because I am finding this point really inspiring, that how can you look into yourself, like real you, and how can you find real you, and then how it can give you motivation of life.
See, when we are talking about ourselves, when we are talking about you, when we are talking about us, or when I am talking about me, the real me inside me, the real you. So that's self-actualization. You see, the real question, the real stance is that whenever you move to your schools, You are in a school as a student, there are teachers, they put stuff in you, they do not see the real you inside you. Like, what do I have with me, what I am good at, what I can do, what are my potentials, right? We have specific syllabus with us, we have specific, I mean, curriculum with us, and we have to stick to that, we have to go on with that. There isn't any space for us. I see my kids, they are running behind their syllabus, behind like the deadlines. Being a teacher, I see my own students that I give them a deadline and I tell them to follow it. So in this whole process, the most important thing is your self-actualization. What are you good at? The real potential inside you. All you need to do is you need to look at yourself. Do not let yourself die in this whole process. And I must say that that is the real man. अगर आपने खुद अपने आप को पहचान लिया, अगर आपने खुद देख लिया कि what I can do is and why I am here in this world, just ask a question to yourself कि जो मैं अपनी लाइफ में अचीव करना चाहती थी, did I do that? I mean, could I achieve it? Definitely, all of us have dreams. We have crazy dreams, right? And we plan for it, we wish for it. And I heard it once that a dream without a plan is just a wish. A dream without a plan is just a wish. And it would remain a wish if you do not plan, if you do not pursue it, if you're not passionate about it. When I'm talking about myself, that I am a teacher and I pursued my career after my marriage with my kids, alhamdulillah. So मैंने अपने बच्चों को कभी भी अपनी weakness बनने नहीं दिया. They were there as my strength, alhamdulillah. And their grades never suffered because जब मैंने ये सब कुछ स्टार्ट किया तो I used to hear कि अब तो मतलब इसके बच्चों के पढ़ने की उम्र है, इसकी तो पढ़ने की उम्र गुजर गई है, how come? मतलब आप क्यों मैनेज करेंगे और आप क्यों जाएंगी, पहले सेमेस्टर में छोड़ दो, ये वो सारी बातें सारी चीजें. But never give up in your life. And this is a message for all the married ladies, especially. Do not give up. If you have a dream, definitely Allah will help you. And do not look at the people. They would demotivate you. They are there to demotivate you. Believe you me. I mean, बहुत कम लोग होंगे जो आपको appreciate करेंगे. Because I still remember that I tried to do my masters in English in a private, like privately I tried to do that. And I couldn't achieve my aggregate. People laughed in front of my face. People laughed behind my back. I mean, कुरान में है ये चीज कि आपने तालीम हासिल करो, रब्बे ज़िदनी इल्मा. But people, they do not understand that. You see, they were there to say me, okay, अच्छा, well, नहीं कर सकती हैं, कोई बात नहीं, जाहिर है आप नहीं कर सकते, and all the stories, and I was so demotivated at that time.
Like they were
But
happy.
then
They were actually
yes,
happy.
they were happy, you know.
Yes.
Those are the people जो आपको गिरता हुआ देखते हैं and then they come there to sympathize. I mean,
True.
and
Like,
that's
they want-
ridiculous.
Yes, definitely. They want you to be like that. Yes. Definitely.
Yes, they want
They're
that.
your
They want
relatives.
that.
They're close
Sorry?
relatives, isn't it? Those who are
Yes.
actually are pressurizing you not to do anything. Specifically,
Not to do anything. Not to do anything.
that is not normal. And for them, normal
Yes.
for a housewife is just to take care of her husband,
Just to
her
kid,
kids, her
yes.
family, that is all. Otherwise, she
Because
is abnormal.
when you, yes, when you start talking about yourself, when you talk about yourself, they say, no, not you. Why you? I mean, I want to see myself, the real me inside me. Why not? I mean, what's the issue with them? I never snub them. Why they are here to snub me? So these are the things. All I want to say is try to listen what you say, what your heart says, not what people say. लोगों की नजर से अपने आप को मत देखें. अपनी नजर से देखें. What do you feel? What are you good at? And what you can do it. And believe you me, you deserve that. Whatever you think about yourself, you really deserve that. That's your goal. अगर आप ही अपने बारे में अच्छा नहीं सोच रहे, अगर if you're not confident about yourself, if you feel that okay, I cannot do that, so how you can prove yourself in society? So the very first thing all you need to do is you need to be confident. You need to tell yourself that yes, I can do it. And the moment you wake up that person in you, you can achieve anything.
Well, Miss Huma, actually you are motivating me because being a female, I think this video is must watch video. because I believe there are deluge of housewives, specifically in Pakistan or Asian countries, who are sitting at their homes just because of social pressure, or they feel
Social
that
pressure,
it is
yes.
their duty just to take care of their children and their families, and they cannot do anything else. In fact, they are being set, they are being portrayed their own selves that way.
Yes.
So, do you feel pity on such ladies? What is your stand?
I do. Believe you me. As I mentioned before, that if ladies, they should know, if the moment they would come to know how to manage their routine, they can achieve it. See, ladies are already multitasking. They are taking care of their kids. On the other hand, kitchen में उन्होंने खाना भी चढ़ाया हुआ है, इसी तरह वो कपड़े भी प्रेस कर रही हैं. If they can do that, why not? आप मतलब किसी बंदे को ही कह के देखें, लाइक बीइंग अ मेल, आप उनको कहें कि ये एक काम ये कर, वो थोड़ी देर में चिढ़ जाएंगे. दे वुड स्टार्ट येलिंग कि क्या 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 कह रहे हैं आप लोग. But ladies are already they are multitasking. They are doing a lot of tasks already. So why not this one? Why not to follow your own dreams? Why not? I mean, अगर और plus ये कि when I started, so I do not remember even a single day कि जी बाहर से खाना आ रहा है. और मतलब अब हम लोग हैंगआउट्स करते हैं, बाहर जाते हैं, लेकिन मेरी स्टडीज के दौरान या मेरे प्रोफेशनल कैरियर में ऐसा कभी भी नहीं हुआ कि जी बच्चों के लिए बाहर से खाना आ रही है, इस तरह की कोई चीजें. एक चीज जो है वो सिर्फ ये है कि आप चीजों को मैनेज करना सीखें. मैरिड लेडीज का सबसे ज्यादा इशू यही होता है, दे आर अनएबल टू मैनेज देयर टास्क, एंड दैट बिकम्स द मेन रीजन फॉर देयर लाइक lagging behind. They are unable to cope up just because they are unable to manage their tasks. So all you need to do is you need to manage your tasks. So in that way you would definitely achieve success.
Uh,
Definitely.
wow. I mean, seriously, this was something really important that you just mentioned, because maybe people would have an idea that okay, you are in support of those women, like working women, but this is not the way. What you are saying is that we have to keep balance between our families, our home,
Yes.
our work life. As you cook food for your children, and you
Alhamdulillah.
also do their homework with them, and you are doing all the chores that one woman must do at her home. Plus, you are also professional, and you are living your dream to be a teacher. That is
Yes.
remarkable, I must say.
And I feel really good, really privileged, alhamdulillah, that I am here today because I really worked hard. I kept waking all the nights, like to think about it, to do it. Because as I told that I wanted to do masters in English from like privately, so I couldn't do that. मैं यूनिवर्सिटी के बाहर से गुजरती थी तो मेरी आईज वाटरी हो जाती थी यूनिवर्सिटी को देख के कि ओके आई ट्राई टू डू इट, लेकिन मैं ये नहीं कर सकी. आई मीन एक रिग्रेट था मेरी लाइफ में ये कि मैं इसको अचीव नहीं कर सकी बिकॉज आई वांटेड टू डू दिस. और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आज जब मैं ये किया सब कुछ, तो मैं अल्लाह का बहुत बहुत शुक्र अदा करती हूँ that he brought me here. Without his approval, without his consent, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything.
Okay, Ms. Uma, thank you very much for such motivating and inspiring words. So, any last thing you would like to say to our audience?
All I want to say is that you see, different body needs different food, different sleep. Everyone has a different attitude, right? You cannot judge a fish by climbing a tree, right? You can judge a monkey by climbing a tree. You cannot judge a monkey by his power of swimming. In the same way, all of us has different potentials. All you need to do is to recognize your potential. All the ladies, they need to recognize their potential. What are you good at? I mean, if you're good at cooking, you can go for that. Like, join it as a professional. If you're good at stitching, if you are good at, there are a lot of hidden potential in our society. And believe you me, if ladies would be there with their talents, with their potentials, Pakistan would be, inshallah, at peak, believe you me. Because ladies are, conventionally trained to be at home, to be there for their kids. I am for my kids, first of all. My top priority are my kids, my husband, my family. After that, this is my professional life. Definitely. I would never say that ignore your kids or ignore your family. Family comes first. I mean, उनके बगैर मैं भी कुछ नहीं हूँ. मेरा concept कुछ नहीं है. My husband once he mentioned that शायद उनको ना बाहर की job कोई मिल जाए तो वो बाहर चले जाएंगे. Literally, I cried till 3 days. I cannot imagine my life without him. So आपकी family और आप खुश भी तभी होते हैं जब behind your back when you see that your man is there to look at you and your man is there to be happy with you, your kids are there to be happy with you, your parents, all the people around you. और ये चीज मैंने तब नोटिस किया. I came to university one day and वो चलती रहती हैं चीजें, clashes आते रहते हैं. So there was a clash between us and I couldn't, smile even all the day. I was so upset. So at that time I came to know that my family is so important for me. ये सब चीजें जो हैं मेरी फैमिली की वजह से ही हैं. और बाहर निकलने का, काम करने का हरगिज ये बात नहीं होती जो एक stereotypes हैं कि जी if you are out of your family is ignored, your man is ignored. I mean, you are not there for them. I am there for them all the times. And my kids, alhamdulillah, they proudly say that yes, mama is going to university and all the details. बल्कि अब तो वो कहते हैं मम्मा आपने यूनिवर्सिटी कब जाना है, यूनिवर्सिटी क्यों नहीं जा रही. I mean, ये भी स्टेज आ जाती है जब वो देखते हैं ना कि मम्मा हर चीज में स्टफ कर रही है, डांट रही है. So they say that even.
Nice. So, Miss Huma, it was lovely to talk to a beautiful lady, responsible mother,
Thank you so
and
much.
a wife, and professional and passionate teacher. So, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for your time. Take care.
And thank you so much for inviting me. It was really good talking to you. It really was. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I didn't know I had a lot to speak because initially I was thinking, what would I say? But I had a lot to speak, you know. There were many points I wanted to discuss.
Inspiring words to deliver to our audience.